Yeah. Welcome back. It's Simon Lees here again. I'm just having a bit of fun with my Floyd Rose. Floyd Rose is something I still haven't completely grown out of. Always been a big fan of them since I started playing. As soon as I heard one being used, I think it was probably on a TV theme tune back in the early 80s, I thought, that sounds awesome, I want it. Yeah, cool things you can do with them. I mean, I'm not really going to do a lesson on Floyd Roses on this occasion, but when you're buying a Floyd Rose, you've got to be careful to test it before you walk away with a guitar. Once you've parted with your money, if there's a problem, it's very, very difficult to sort of get it sorted. You know, I've had problems. I know other people had problems with Floyd Rose, and basically you sometimes get them worn out when they're brand new. You know, and what you've got to try and do is test them first to make sure that they're not worn out, because when they are worn out, the vast majority of Floyd Rose licensed tremolo systems cannot be repaired, or if they are repaired, it's a very short-term fix and they'll very soon be back to where they were before. Now the problem occurs when you operate the Floyd Rose. Say if I play a note, if I push the trem down, so like this, I want that note to come all the way back up to the original pitch. You know, same if you pull it up. You know, if you go the other way. When I let go of the bar, I want the note that's ringing out to be the same as the note that I played before I touched the bar. You know, it shouldn't be any different. Now, in reality, yeah, you will get the tiniest of sort of discrepancies, because it's not a. I think it's extremely difficult to get it absolutely perfect, but you can always use a tuner, or you know, better still, if you've got one of those clip-on tuners you can put on your headstock and just take it with you when you get to buy the guitar. Just to check this, you notice I played the G string. This is because it's the most sensitive string on the guitar, so if there's any problems with it with the Floyd Rose, this will show it up. So what you don't want to happen is this, and I'll sort of I'll have to kind of cheat, because this Floyd Rose is actually quite good. You know, if the Floyd Rose is worn out, then when you take it, when you let the bar come back up, so if you pushed it down, so you end up with that, so the string isn't coming back to its original pitch. And if that happens, just try going the other way. Try pulling the bar upwards and then letting it go, so like this. And if you'll probably find you get this effect. So when you let the bar go, again, the pitch is not what it was when you first picked the string. It'll come back sharp. So if you pull the trem back and let it go, the note will come back sharp. The reason this happens is because, so I'll try and kind of show you. It's difficult. It's really difficult to show you, to be honest. But there are two what they call posts, which have got a V-shaped slot, and this is what you use to raise the bridge higher or lower. Into those V-shaped slots fit the base plate of the Floyd Rose itself. That's the main chunk of it, basically. And where the base plate meets these posts, it's filed to almost a point, and it's called a knife edge. What happens when you get that problem, when the string doesn't return to pitch, it's because those knife edges are worn out, or they've been chewed up, or maybe the chrome plating has flaked and it's come off. So there's a number of things that can cause the knife edges to go blunt, but that's when you get the problems. And this is why I say be very careful when you're buying a guitar that's got a Floyd Rose. Make sure you check this, because if it is, if the knife edges do go blunt, they can't be repaired. There are one or two of the higher end Floyd Roses where the knife edges can actually be replaced or filed to a knife edge again. They're very expensive trems. I mean, the shallow Floyd Rose is one of them, and you're looking at maybe £200 to £250 to sort of buy one of those things. So you can imagine if you've paid £250 for a guitar that's got a licensed Floyd Rose trem, please check it before you buy. So to say, all you got to do is just play the open G string, push the bar down, and let it come back up by itself. And when you take your hand off, it should be the same note that it was when you picked it in the first place. And try it the other way as well. So now I haven't had to push it back down. I've just took my finger away, and the pitch is exactly the same. And the chords, if I play a G chord, say, it sounds fine. If I'm being really picky, there is a very, very slight difference in pitch when I take my finger off the bar, but it's so subtle it doesn't matter. Now then, if you're in an unfortunate situation where you have a guitar in this position, so when you push the bar down, you get this, and when you pull it back, it goes, like that. It's not the end of the world, Okay, your Floyd Rose can't be fixed, but you can kind of work with it by, if you push the bar down before you tune the guitar. When I'm using the Floyd Rose, 90% of the time I'm pushing the bar down. I don't tend to pull it back much. Van Halen has got the same sort of attitude. But if you tune it so that it's in tune after you've pushed the bar down, so push the bar down first, so if you sort of push it down first and then do your tuning, make sure you tune from low to high if you like, and don't go past the point where the strings are in tune, otherwise you need to start again. It's just good practice whether you've got a Floyd Rose or not, to be honest. Then, just clamp everything down, just double check, fine tune if you need to. What'll happen then is when you pull the trem back, you'll get sort of, you might get something. That's a really bad example. I hope your trem isn't that bad, but if it is, all you have to do is push the trem back down again, let it go, and it should come back to pitch perfectly. So so Floyd Roses are good fun. I love them. I've been using them since 1984. I had my first guitar with a Floyd Rose trem. But make sure if you're buying a guitar with a Floyd Rose, make sure it's not worn out before you buy it. It can happen. So you have been warned. I hope you found that useful. Thanks for watching again, and I'll see you on the next one.